Story 1. I proposed to my girlfriend and she said no. I feel so stupid. I don't know how to feel. I've been dating my girlfriend for 5 years. I love her so much. Not to get into it, but I lost someone I loved so much when I was 23 and I was sure I'd never love like that again. It took a while, but then I met my girlfriend and I fell again. We understand each other so completely and I do anything for her. The only positive, I guess, is that I proposed at home so there was no public embarrassment. She started crying when I pulled the ring out and told me that she couldn't and that it wasn't my fault. She loves me, on and on. She was sobbing so hard. I was crying too, which is even more humiliating. I went to stay at my sister's. I can't talk to her about it yet. It's only been like 2 hours. I feel so dumb and unlovable. When I was 23, when I lost that person, I thought that was the worst day of my life. It still is, but this comes so fucking close. I've been chain smoking and I haven't smoked in years. Story 2. TikTok ruined my girlfriend's view about relationships. I'm starting this by saying what I've done. I've given my all since the beginning of the relationship. I've wanted to share my interests with her, learn more about her interest, and start new journeys with her. I have never cheated nor looked at other women in any type of way. No matter how upset I may seem, I have always been loyal and doing the best for her. Now on to what I'm here for. My girlfriend's TikTok is filled with things like your man should be doing this, men have to do this, if your man doesn't do this then leave him. It's completely filled with that and that's all she sends me. A majority of them I already do. Planned on doing like date nights, spending time with her, etc. But she has it in her mind that she doesn't have to do anything in the slightest and I'll still do everything TikTok tells me. Absolutely not. If you're expecting me to live this influencer lifestyle, then you can put the bare minimum into the relationship. I try to enjoy her interest even though I don't like it. But I at least try. Whenever I try to share my interests, all she says you and immediately goes back to what she wants. I try to send her good morning texts and such, but they get ignored. Instead, she sent me 20 TikToks, then responds to the good morning text hours later. When we hang out the rare times we do, she decides to sit on the complete opposite side of the room. Every single time. She gives me no type of affection whatsoever. And her justification for all of it is you're becoming so sassy. You've seen the TikToks I sent you, you're supposed to make me happy. I'm not supposed to make you happy. So again, why would I give her dates, trips, etc. when she treats me like some object? She loves to brag how she is a boyfriend, but she doesn't even care to show said boyfriend any type of love. I plan on leaving her because I had hoped things would have gotten better, but nope. The TikToks have gotten more frequent and annoying and I'm just done with it. I have not proofread this nor do I plan on coming back, but I needed to get this off my chest. I'm tired of pretending to be happy. Story 3. Am I the jerk for not wishing my mom a happy birthday and then not letting her come to our house? I 25M have a wife 24F. For the sake of the story, let's call her Amelia. Amelia and I got married 2 years ago, coming up to 3 years in June. We have recently just had our first baby, a beautiful baby girl. My mom never was a huge fan of my wife for reasons I will never know, but I don't care as I love Amelia so much and I've had to defend her against my mom multiple times. My wife's labor lasted much longer than we expected. She started on Thursday evening and delivered our baby on Monday during the very early hours of the morning. As you can imagine, it was a long process and she was exhausted and so was I, as I wasn't sleeping unless she was asleep. My mom's birthday was on the Saturday and she had a whole party planned out. Amelia at this point was an awful pain very consistently, meaning I was constantly by her side doing whatever she needed me to do. Meaning that the Friday night, we got no sleep, so when Saturday came around we both were fighting the sleep and could barely stay awake. Because of this I just completely forgot it was my mom's birthday, as I didn't really look much at my phone, and if I did it would be for entertainment for my wife and I together. We both agreed beforehand that when the time came we would send the initial text that the baby was coming, but that would be it and we wouldn't respond to any other text until after. Well, my baby girl was finally born and we announced it to our family. Then I got to replying to my messages from the past few days, and that's when I saw my mom text about it being her birthday, and she sent a few more after, expressing her anger for me not getting in contact. So I called her up apologizing but explaining that I genuinely forgot and it wasn't intentional. She went on to blame my wife by saying she purposely went into labor right around her birthday in order to steal her spotlight from her son, which I found really weird to say. From this comment alone, I got annoyed and just told her to leave me and my wife alone and that she isn't welcome at our house for the next few days. She can't wait till she's over her fit to see her granddaughter. My whole family have been calling me an asshole and that I am a bad son for not remembering my mom's birthday, but I'm an even worse son for not letting her meet her grandbaby. It's annoying because all we want to do is enjoy our new baby together, just the two of us without anyone being a bother. So am I the jerk? Story 4. We are on the road back. One side of me says we were mad doing this. Other side of me says, thank God we did this. It is 10:41 p.m. here. We are on the return train and I am using here as a diary, but I think I won't be here writing about her except the funeral day, but here I am. My wife and I saw her. Our kids were at the corridor. I went with her inside. At first I thought I would leave the room, but my wife asked me to stay. My wife and she had our talk, a long one, and it was cathartic. At one point, cousin was also out too and they talked with each other. My wife prepared a list of questions that she wanted to ask, and to our surprise, she answered them honestly. She was never ashamed of the things she did. The kidnapping, the brainwashing, each and every one of her actions. She was behind of everything she did. Maybe it was too much, but my wife got the answers she needed. Then she asked only one thing, are you happy with your life? And my wife said, yes, I am. She said I had my own worldview and tried to raise you into that view, your dad, and you didn't share with me. It was inevitable to get separated and you are still deeply rooted to your principles, as I do. I am proud to have a daughter who can defend her principles, even against her mother. I will be honored to have you in my funeral. My allegiance will be always to Jehovah and yours will be to the Western medicine as your father. My wife said, and I am proud of that. Goodbye, mother. I will be at your funeral because I can respect one thing. You always did what you believed you were right, and this is admirable. Mill last said to me, you took care of her well. I am thankful for that, and went back to sleep. Now sitting on this train, I am thinking why my wife did this, but I will move with her flow. Our kids are with us. Phil and my dad are still alive and thriving and both have a promising future and a retirement life that we won't probably begin until we are at the verge of death because we love our jobs too much. Today the stuff we learned is not easy things to digest, but we have closed this section once and for all. We are ready for the next section of our lives. Story 5. Today I screwed up by holding in a sneeze during my midterm. Went to write a midterm today. When I sat down for it, my tummy started brewing something of nightmares. Managed to hold in whatever it was till the feeling passed, but all that did was give me a false sense of security. Near the end of the midterm, I had a tickle in my nose, so I had to lean back in my chair because I had people on both sides of me and got ready to sneeze into my arm. Thing is, I didn't want to disrupt people with my loud-ass sneeze, so I tried to do that thing where you sneeze with your mouth closed to try to hold it in, make it quieter. That sneeze put enough pressure in my body to erupt whatever my tummy held back earlier. The people beside me literally heard me grunt, followed by my cheeks making a sound that could pass as an asteroid landing outside the building. My colon passed this desk vibrating, ass clapping gas, and my rear being parked nice and neatly in the plastic chair I was in bass boosted the sound to 11. Literally I saw like 50 heads snap in my direction looking at what just shattered their fucking eardrums. As a bunch of people look at me, I take my arm away from my face from the sneeze and everyone sees what I could only describe as a new greenish yellow life form dripping from my nose and plastered on my lips. It was like my nostrils gave birth to a handful of green gummy bears. All I could do was put my head down and dig through my backpack for my tissues while trying not to shrivel up and die in shame. I'd DK if I can go back to that class. I'd drop out of it if I wasn't already halfway through the semester. TL doctor tried to hold in a sneeze and instead my bowels shot out earth-shattering gas.